Right, it is 9:55 and I want to go over ILUS. I normally don't do it, but if I try a setup and it doesn't work and then it presents itself, I don't really take it. But in this case, I did try twice and I don't mind that I tried twice. This one just keeps downtrending. I'm not sure, maybe some bad news came out or whatever. Could just be normal price action. Maybe it'll try to turn around based off of this level right here throughout the entire chart, but the thing has been just downtrending continuously. And I did try this for morning panic bounce play. I'm really happy with the way I traded it. This one just didn't work out, which is very uncommon for a morning panic bounce play to not work out, but that's totally fine. And I did the thing that I was talking about in the weekly recap video, that if I'm in the setup and it isn't working and it's looking really, really ugly, I'm just going to sell half of my position, whether that be for break even, a slight profit, or a slight loss, just to lower my risk, so that if it breaks the risk level, I don't have to take a full-sized exit after it broke under it, or ideally I get out before it breaks it. When I risk the day low on the setup, I try to get out before it actually breaks it if it looks like it's going to break it. So I look forward to seeing this turn around eventually, even if I'm no longer a part of the move. But yeah, I did try at 940, which was right here, 940. This green candle, I like how I could have had this little trend line right here and it broke it at this point. So I was interested in it and I got in at 267. So right here, 267 at this green candle. For a morning panic bounce play, VWAP as 27.6, so it's not horrible. I mean, 26 to 27 is like almost 4%. And I sold 500 shares 3 minutes later, 943. Right here, 943, I sold half of my position at 265, just a slight loss because of the fact that it just wasn't really looking that nice at the moment. It looks like it was going to fail, so that's what I did there, the thing I was talking about, selling half my position. And then I sold the last 500 shares at 263, which was a pretty nice exit at 944. 263 was right here. So I sold right here, I sold right here, and I was long right here at 267. So I played this the best I could. It just didn't play out, it didn't work out here, which is totally fine. It just didn't work out. And then I was in the second time at 946. It was at a lower range, so I try to do that again. If I am going to try the same setup again, it better be at a different range, not at the same range, because when I've done it at the same range twice, it doesn't seem to work out ever. So 946, I was in at 26.2 right here, thinking it was going to be a nice level. I also liked how it was so close to 26, so worst case scenario, there's probably going to be a big wall of bidders at 26 if the day low breaks, so then I'll be able to get out and not be worried that the day low breaks and it just falls off a cliff. It'll probably try to catch itself at 26, which is exactly what it did. And I sold half of my position at I guess, just a slight loss, 2616 at 949 right here, 2616. So the top of this candle right here, half of my position, again me being in at 946 right here. And then I did sell everything else at 26, which is it did do it. It was a level of support, 949 right here. It just didn't work out, and that's exactly how I want to trade these when they don't work out. I think I did that super nicely. It's trying to do a turnaround here. I mean, eventually had to do something, right? But we'll see if it can do something. I mean, there's a lot of people at 26. I'll make an update later. Didn't work out. I don't feel bad. I don't feel sad. I traded it the best that I could. Not all setups are going to work out. Alright, it is 6:58 p.m. and I am here to call it off. I'm really happy with the way I traded ILUS, even though this one did not work out, which is unusual for a morning panic bounce play. But to take into consideration, I had two trades that didn't work out, both of them. In total, I lost just $3.55 trying that, trading, I don't know, I think maybe $500 of trading volume and dollar volume. it just didn't work out. And unfortunately, that's really the case with OTCs right now. They all suck. I've spent so much time, trying to get good at morning panic bounce plays, and it feels like now that I've gotten much better at it to the point that I can consistently, trade these and scale up, trade with larger size, and just doing much better than ever. There are just no morning panic bounce plays that seem to really be working. This one, again, crappy daily chart, the very common theme with all of them recently, and this one did eventually turn around, but super ugly and manipulative the way it did it. Not a big surprise because it is a manipulated stock with a lot of promoters, but I think if they just keep trading this way, I'm just gonna have to study the way the promoters or market makers, whoever is just trading these things. It could just be regular price action, and then I can just adapt and get better at it. But quite frankly, they're just not that nice anymore, and I guess, I don't know, maybe less people are going to trade these, but it's just not the market right now for morning panic bounce plays. And I ended up losing more. I did have something which is cool, my first option trade ever. Sucks that it ended up being a losing one, but I do want to go over it. I really like with options how you're able to trade with such a small amount of money and make a nice amount of money. You can also lose a lot more too, but overall I just like options because you can trade the volatility. It's something a lot better, and I've looked at it a few times. I've mentioned it in a bunch of videos over the past few months when I considered an option, or maybe I traded SPY, but if I were to have traded the option, I would have actually made something more than just $2. So I eventually got all my accounts ready, except for one that just still needs to be approved. But what happened was that I had my first option trade with SPY, and I really called it right here. This little blip was a little slightly out of the plan, but actually, let me get a drink of water. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. So let me just go over this thing with SPY. I did see like this topping action because this thing broke a trend line, and it's a bit hard to see it at this point. Maybe if I can get a screenshot of when I traded it. Yeah, this is a lot better actually. This is when I traded it, so this was further back in the day, but this thing was following a trend line, and what I really liked is that it broke it here, and I was considering a put. It's like a short sell in theory, but it's an option. It's not exactly the same. You can short options. I don't know. Some of that is just weird, but the idea was that this thing broke this uptrending trend line eventually right here. It did have a little scary blip to this 445 level, and the scary thing is that sometimes it breaks a trend line and then it starts to continue the uptrend, but now under the trend line. That was a possibility, but I didn't have like options really in my mind. I wasn't really sure if I could have done something like that, and I was messing around, just trying to see how things could work, or in theory just how it could play out, just watching how right here I have like the stock and here is the option. As you can see, I did have a 446 put. I'm not sure if that was when I was considering it right here, the price 446 to strike, but when it downtrended and then it came back here, I thought this was like a head and shoulder, head, shoulder, and I could also draw a downtrending trend line right here. Instead, this thing just dropped way too quickly, but I really liked it because if I were to have taken the option here, I would have made it easy $40-50 just trading just one piece. I'm not sure what you call it, but because it's like contracts and stuff like that. Dude, my voice is still messed up from being sick all those weeks ago. I hope this can get over with, but sorry about that. So yeah, this thing dropped a bit too quickly, and then it had a little baby spike, and then it downtrended, and then okay, that's cool. And then I saw the same thing here again. I don't know what happened here, but this was like a head and shoulder, head, shoulder. I was probably just too scared because it's a new setup, new thing, options trading, and then right here was a shoulder. So then I thought about that again, and it was at this point where I think it was in this one right here where, let me bring over Schwab. I was interested in it, I was gonna trade it, and I was gonna be profitable actually. And let's just say I had a, although it doesn't really matter anymore because it's, you know, the day's closed, but you know, in theory, okay, 446, a put, right? You know, when it was around, I think right here, maybe here, but you know, I have it all put, you know, in place. Didn't mean to do that play on words joke, but I saw this right here, you know, like it wasn't this price, but it was like 443 something. I was like, wait, so if I buy a put and it goes to like 443, whatever the break-even price was, that's when I make money. Like if it drops a little but not get to the break-even point because it's break-even, I'm not gonna make money. Like what? How does that work? Is that because of the premium? Because of that time premium, whatever? Like what? Like does it really have to drop that much to be profitable? I watched some videos, you know, the setup played out, actually worked. I forgot if it was the head and shoulders here or like this one here, but it turns out it doesn't matter. That break even thing, then it doesn't even show on some platforms. It's just if you want to actually exercise the option, which is not my interest. I'm just trading in and out the option. So that's when I learned, okay, that was just the case there. So okay, cool. Then I saw this right here. Okay, you know, it was downtrending. And then we had this blip, this nice uptrending thing. And I saw a trend line. I put it there. It broke the trend line, and I thought, okay, this is great. You know, this one was like high. This one's lower. You know, even lower here. You know, I'm not expecting it to break 444. Maybe it doesn't even get there, but it's probably going to downtrend from here. You know, because it just broke the trend line, very similar to here breaking the trend line. And that's when I got in my first option. And let's go over it. As you can see, I lost 21 bucks. I could have lost a lot less, but I'll go over that part too. I learned a great lesson there, but let's just do it right here since the chart's a bit bigger. So at 11:37, I had a 446 strike option, and that was right here, thinking, okay, again, you know, top, lower, high, you know, resistance, not resistance, support at this 444 level. Will probably make a move towards the downside, and I can make money from the volatility from the downtrend it's probably going to have. And I was in, again, 11:37 right here. I did not like this price action. It was super sketchy. I thought this is really aggressively holding this level nicely. It looks like it's actually going to uptrend, right? And I'm not really calling for an uptrend, obviously. And my idea was getting out if it was going to get near the day high and look like it was going to break out of it at 445. Super sketchy ass price action. Super sketchy. And then I got out 1140. You can see the little blip right here that it was just not looking good. It looked like it was going to really uptrend, so I got out. I was totally right, because you know, if I didn't do that, I would have been in so much trouble. 1140 is when I got out right here, and I was in 1137 right here. You know, just a small difference right here, downtrend. It did break this level in theory, right? This 445, which translates to this $2 level here. It broke under it. I mean, yeah, this thing just really uptrended. Really impressive. It just did not work out, and that, you know, really sucked. It did like fry my mind. I didn't even want to like just think about it, because it just sucks how I've called so many potential option trades that I could have taken, and then trades I actually did take, but I didn't buy the option. I bought the stock instead, or I shorted it. And then I finally get into option trading. That one didn't work out. I had this little freak out turnaround here, which really sucked. So that really stuck with me. You know, unfortunately, that's the case. But yeah, I just have to keep going. And also, so I would have gotten out at not at 207. I was actually going to get out around 214, because I had my hand on the trigger, the speed key exit button. I would have lost a lot less than what I actually lost. But the problem is that when I did my little thing to get out of the trade, my Control F1 speed key that I have enabled, a message popped up from Schwab saying, "Oh, we don't see any shares, or there are no shares to close." And I thought, all right, that's really lame, because I wanted to immediately get out when it started to look really bad, the price action. In fact, I actually had a late sell, which led me to selling it at a much lower price, because my speed key does not work with options. So I have to manually in the future close out of my option trade with just a click of a button. Yeah, that really sucked, because if I were to have gone out again, sticking accordingly to my idea, and the speed key would have worked, I would have lost a lot less, like half of what I lost. So that really sucked. But hey, I had my first trade there with options, and it's actually been really easy making these videos every single day, because I've been a profitable trader, consistently making money, even if it's small gains. Overall, I ended up, since I first started, maybe up like, I don't know, like $1,100, $1,200, just trading profitably. But morning panic bounces have dried up, and now I've had 2 red weeks in a row, although those 2 red weeks was because I made a just a dumbass mistake, with the order entry and stuff like that, and some order confusion. Really unfortunate things, but yeah, this is when I'm really put at the limit, and I'm really, tested, because now I'm not as profitable as I used to be, or at least I'm going through a bit of a grind, a bit of a learning curve, and I'm not being profitable. And now it's a lot harder to me want to make these videos, because I'm just not making money consistently anymore. So it's not easy anymore. So I'm still gonna keep going, and I have to keep going. These are the rough times, and I'm just gonna have to get through it. I keep getting better with every single trade and learning more experience, and that's all I can do. I just have to trade small. Seriously, trade small, not accidentally trade a very large size like I did 2 weeks ago, I believe. And yeah, I just have to keep going forward. I'm gonna include the loss from the option trade, because that was a day trade. And yeah, I just have to keep getting better, studying more, just grinding more, and not let it get to me. And I kind of feel jaded how, again, I missed so many setups, and then the one I finally trade doesn't work. So I'm literally gonna make I already made it, but I made like a little subliminal that I'm gonna just listen every now and then to really get me in the right mindset, and just kind of wipe out any jadedness I might have, or any kind of like self-sabotaging thoughts I might have, and just really press forward. That's all I have for today.